They taught you about kings and conquerors, about Caesars and Napoleons, but they almost certainly skipped over Africa's most feared warrior queen. Her name was Queen Amina of Zazzau, and centuries before colonial rule, she built one of the strongest and most formidable empires in West Africa. This isn't just a forgotten story, it's a deliberate erasure of a powerhouse who shaped history. Today, we're pulling her legacy out of the shadows and giving it the spotlight it deserves. So, who was this incredible woman? To understand Amina, you have to picture the world she was born into. We're talking about the 16th century and what is now modern-day northern Nigeria. This was a time of powerful, competing city-states and kingdoms. It was a landscape of ambition, trade, and conflict. Amina was born into the royal family of Zazzau, a prominent Hausa kingdom. Her mother, Queen Bakwaturunku, was herself a powerful ruler who had moved the capital of Zazzau to its current location, Zaria. So, leadership was in Amina's blood. From a very young age, Amina wasn't content with traditional royal duties. While other princesses might have been learning court etiquette, Amina was in the war council, learning military strategy from the best warriors in the kingdom. Her grandfather recognized her sharp mind and fierce spirit. She quickly became a respected military figure, and by the time she was a teenager, she had her own contingent of cavalry. She wasn't just observing, she was learning how to lead, how to fight, and, most importantly, how to win. When her brother Karama ascended to the throne, Amina didn't fade into the background. She became his lead warrior. For 10 years, she honed her skills on the battlefield, leading Zazzau's armies, securing its borders, and building a reputation as a brilliant and ruthless commander. The soldiers adored her. They saw her fighting on the front lines, not directing from a safe distance. This earned her their unshakable loyalty. So when her brother died, there was no question about who should lead. In 1576, Amina took her rightful place as Queen of Zazzau. And this is where her story truly explodes. Amina didn't inherit power quietly, she seized it and used it to forge an empire. Her reign, which lasted for 34 years, was defined by near-constant military expansion. She had one goal: to extend the dominion of Zazzau and make it the undisputed power in the region. She personally led her army of 20,000 foot soldiers and 1,000 cavalry into battle, a sight that must have been both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Her military campaigns were not random acts of aggression. They were strategic masterpieces. She targeted key territories that controlled the lucrative trans-Saharan trade routes. Think about it, this was the information superhighway of its time. These routes connected West Africa with North Africa and, by extension, Europe and the Middle East. They carried vital goods like salt, cola nuts, textiles, horses, and, of course, gold. By conquering cities like Kano and Katsina, Amina didn't just gain more land, she seized control of the economic lifeblood of the entire region. Kingdoms that fell under her control were forced to pay tribute. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It was a massive transfer of wealth and resources directly into Zazzau's treasury. This economic dominance funded her military, fortified her cities, and cemented her power. She wasn't just a conqueror, she was an empire builder. She understood that military might had to be supported by a strong economy. One of the most enduring physical legacies of her reign are the famous Ganyu War Amina or Amina's walls. These weren't just simple fences. These were massive, earthen defensive fortifications built around the cities she conquered and the military camps her army established. Some of these walls were kilometers long and incredibly thick, designed to withstand sieges and protect the valuable trade caravans within. This was state building in action. It shows a ruler who was thinking not just about conquest, but about long-term security, administration, and prosperity. Many of these walls, or at least their remnants, are still visible today in northern Nigeria, a tangible link to her strategic genius. So, why was she so feared? It wasn't just her military prowess. It was her political and economic acumen. Surrounding kingdoms and rival rulers feared her because she controlled the sources of their wealth. By dominating the trade routes, she could choke off their economies at will. Her name became synonymous with power. Legends grew around her. Some stories say she took a new husband in every town she conquered, only to have him executed the next morning to ensure no man could ever claim to have power over her. While this is likely folklore designed to emphasize her fierce independence and formidable nature, it speaks volumes about how she was perceived. She was a woman who bowed to no one. Amina's influence went far beyond military and economic matters. She is credited with introducing the cultivation of kola nuts to the region, a crop that became a major cash crop and a staple of social and cultural life. She was an innovator, a leader who was constantly looking for ways to strengthen her kingdom from the inside out. Her rule was a golden age for Zazzau. So, with a legacy this monumental, why isn't her name as well known as Elizabeth I or Catherine the Great? This is the crucial part of the story. The erasure of figures like Queen Amina from mainstream history is not an accident. As European colonial powers began to exert their influence over Africa, they brought with them their own narratives of history, narratives that often minimized or completely ignored the achievements of pre-colonial African civilizations. The story of a powerful and conquerable African warrior queen didn't fit the colonialist narrative that Africa was a dark continent in need of saving. It was inconvenient. It contradicted their justifications for conquest and rule. So, her story, along with the stories of countless other powerful African rulers, especially women, was pushed to the margins. It was relegated to oral tradition, to local histories, but largely excluded from the history books written by the colonizers. The process of decolonizing history means actively seeking out and celebrating these stories. It means recognizing that our understanding of the past has been curated and, in many cases, censored. Queen Amina wasn't a myth or a legend. She was a real, breathing, brilliant strategist and ruler who built an empire, controlled international trade, and left a legacy that endures to this day. Her story challenges our preconceived notions of power, gender, and history itself. She proves that strong female leadership is not a modern invention but a powerful force that has shaped civilizations for centuries. By learning about Queen Amina, we are reclaiming a vital piece of world history. We are honoring a legacy that was intentionally buried. Her story is a testament to the fact that the past is far more diverse, complex, and filled with incredible figures than we were ever taught in school. And she is just one of many. Africa's history is rich with kings, queens, scholars, and innovators whose stories are waiting to be told. Queen Amina wasn't a legend. She was real. Her impact was real. And her story deserves to be heard, shared, and remembered. If you want to continue this journey and uncover more of the incredible African history they never taught you in school, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching.